I remember some years ago flying out of Toronto to Chicago on a United Airlines, and we could not lower the landing gear. I don't know about you and planes, but I can tell you about me and planes. I really don't believe God intended for us to fly. The Bible does say, "Lo, I am with you always." It says nothing about high. And here we were, flying from one city to the other, and I figured after some time there's something wrong with this plane. And then we were told, we have run into technical difficulty, which is a euphemism for we're in big trouble. And you know, it's fascinating to watch human personality at that time. I think it's your brother, Tony, who tells the story of the man with a clerical collar on a plane, and somebody looked at him when they were in trouble and said, "Mr. Minister, would you please do something religious?" And so he stood up and took the offering. But here it is. We're sitting on the plane. And then all of a sudden we find out the backup systems are not going to work. How do you like that? And across from me was either Eliphaz or Bildad or Zophar. He worked for Boeing, and I will tell you exactly what he said to me. He said, "Mister, I work for Boeing, and we have a saying at Boeing, if you can't bring a Boeing down, your time's up." He just finished reading Dale Carnegie. Now, you know what they told us to do? They distributed us around the plane and told us to put our heads between our knees and clasp onto the ankles. Not exactly the most comfortable pose. We're about to land. We're hovering over O'Hare. You can see the flashing lights of the fire engines and the police cars and the foaming equipment, all of which makes for a very optimistic feeling. You look at the cards that say to you, "just in case." I don't know why they call airline places terminals. All right. And as they are landing, they'll tell you we are now in our final approach. There we are told, hang on to the ankles, put your head between your knees. And folks, please believe me, there was one man who could not get into that position. And he panicked. And he called the flight attendant, who was equally panicking. And she said, "Sir, don't worry about it. If you can't hold on to your ankles, clasp your wrist and lean forward." I am sure as soon as he got off that plane, he was the first progenitor of the authentic crash diet. So he could get his head between his knees again. You see?